Okay, welcome to my next tutorial, and we're going to talk about using the high pass filter. We're going to make this picture black and white. I took it in February of 2008 at a cemetery, and cemeteries I don't really like taking pictures of, I discovered. I got kind of creeped out. But it is still an interesting picture, and I wanted to show you guys how to make a menacing picture. And when I say menacing, first thing I thought of was the cemetery. So let's go ahead and start with the basics. We only have one background. This tutorial is not showing one specific technique, it's showing a lot of different techniques. So I'm going to cover every single one of those. Let's start by making a new layer. The layer is called background copy. Now what we're going to do, that's our working layer, we're going to duplicate it one more time. Change the mode to, not lighten, we're going to change it to overlay. Okay. Now, that could be an interesting effect on a different picture, but we're going to go to Filter, Other, High Pass. And this is a way to sharpen a picture. We'll start all the way at 0 so you can see what it looks like. Let's bump it up to 115. Wow, that's a very extreme picture. We don't want that much. I am going to make it quite high in this picture because I do like that popping out effect. On a portrait or something like that, there's no way I'd go above 10 pixels. But this is a picture where image resolution is not that important. I don't care about halo effect. I really am more looking for just one particular look. So a very, very extreme high pass image. Now we're going to do Alt-Control-Shift-E, and that is of course to stamp the visible layers. And the next thing we're going to do is change this to black and white. Now of course there are several ways you can do that, and various people have various different ideas on how to do it. I'm just going to go to the black and white menu, and I'm going to select a preset, and I'll try to use one that I haven't downloaded. Let's try a high contrast blue filter. That looks nice. Once again, I'm going for that dark look. I'm going to go to a curves adjustment layer. I use levels sometimes, but curves I like because it's more, you get more control, I think. And most of the professional photographers I work with on a regular basis agree with me on this. And make levels adjustment like that. There we are. Now what I'm going to do is, once that's finished, create another high pass layer. So Alt-Control-Shift-E, stamp the visible. Duplicate the layer. Change the mode to overlay. And we're going to have a much less strong high pass this time. This is just a tweak. This high pass. About 5 pixels. Now again, I would never go above 10 pixels total on a portrait shot, but this is an image I'm looking for a very specific look. Alt-Control-Shift-E so we can see our picture. And now we're going to apply a sort of sepia effect. There's many, many, many different ways you can do this. What I'm going to do right now, I'm actually going to do it the hue saturation way. So open up a new adjustment layer, hue saturation, click colorize. You can see here it turned into a red. We want sort of a golden color. There we are. And what's nice about this adjustment layer is we can change the saturation. You can see how that gives it a nice sepia pop. And we'll say OK. Alt-Control-Shift-E. And now I'm going to actually put a vignette around it. Actually, I love to use. It's made by Kevin Kubota, but it does cost money. So I'm going to show you the layman's way to vignette. That's to get the burn tool. I usually use mid-tones. The exposure here is much too high. We'll move that down to about 25. And then I just move it around the edges like so. And you can see it's very subtle, but it does darken the corners. And it makes it more, it draws the attention in towards the center. Let's boost that exposure just a little bit. There we are. Excellent. So that is the picture we finished with. And let me stamp the visible layers. And I'm actually going to make a snapshot of this. Now I'll show you the original image right here. It's the original. It's very flat, very boring. We'll move on to our snapshot, which is a very strong image, and it's much, much creepier, and it's more of a movie effect, almost a 300 effect. So there's the original, and there's the snapshot. Okay, thank you for watching. We'll have more coming soon.